Hey!
Olá!
In this video, we're going to be taking a look at and giving our review for Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island is a 2 to 4 player cooperative game from Gamewright, published in 2010, designed by Matt Leacock and with art by C.B. Canga. In this game, players must work together to collect the treasure from an island and make it back to the landing pad to escape, all while parts of the island start sinking. The sinking happens pretty slow at first, but revealing Water's Rise cards will fast speed up that process and increase the chances that island tiles will be completely removed from the game.
To start with, shuffle the island tiles and randomly place them in the layout defined in the rulebook. Separate the cards and shuffle, with blue-backed cards forming the flood deck, red-backed cards forming the treasure deck, and the rest are adventurer cards. Randomly deal one adventurer card to each player. Each adventurer card is unique and has a different ability which will vary up and make the game interesting. Place the matching player pawn on the tile with its symbol. Next, 2 treasure cards get dealt face up to each player, with any Water's Rise card getting shuffled back into the deck and a replacement taken. Then, set the water level marker to your desired starting difficulty, and you are now ready to play. On your turn, you can take 0, 1, or 2 actions, and you can select from a combination of any of the following. You can move your player pawn to an adjacent island tile. You can shore up, which allows you to flip any adjacent flooded tile. You can give a treasure card. This allows you to give treasure cards to another player if you're on the same tile. Or you can capture treasure, where you'll exchange 4 matching treasure cards in your hand for the corresponding treasure figurine, provided you are on one of the 2 matching island tiles to claim it. In this type of cooperative game, communication is very much encouraged, as you need to work together to get off the island with the treasures.
Once you're done with the actions, draw 2 new treasure cards, one at a time, keeping in mind the hand limit of only 5 cards. Drawing from the treasure deck could give you treasure cards, special action cards like the helicopter lift, and sandbags, or Water's Rise. These cards act as the game's timer and always add a spark of tension and panic to the game. If you were unlucky enough to reveal this card, you must immediately do the following. The water level marker moves up, and you must shuffle the discarded flood pile and add it back to the top of the flood draw pile, meaning previously flooded tiles will soon be hit again. Once that is resolved, draw the number of flood cards matching the current water level. If the tile isn't flooded yet, flood it by flipping the card over. If the island tile is flooded already, it is removed from the game to represent its sinking. Now it's time for the next player's turn. If you manage to collect all 4 treasures, make it back to the Fool's Landing helipad with all players and fly off the island, you win the game. The game is lost and ends immediately if both treasure tiles sink before collecting their respective treasure. The Fool's Landing tile sinks if any player is on an island tile when it sinks and there is no adjacent tile to swim to, or if the water level reaches the skull and crossbones.
The learning experience for this game is really smooth and nice. We think it's so good, in fact, that Forbidden Island has often been one of the first board games we will introduce to new folks to the hobby. The rulebook is in a nice format with a clear flow to learning the rules. It has plenty of images to assist with following along, and good illustrations to help understand the various actions you can take, such as the movement mechanics. The back of the adventurer cards also serve as a player aid, which is something we really like to see in board games. Player aids are especially helpful to new players, but also help remind older players of the order of play and actions available on their turn.
The production value of this game feels really nice for the price you can get it for. We've often seen it on sale below 25 euros or so. The game comes in a metal tin, which we quite like, and it has a proper insert to keep the game components organized. The game comes with 58 cards, 28 of which are treasure cards, 24 flood cards, and 6 adventurer cards, each with unique abilities. For the map you will be playing on, there are 24 double-sided island tiles, 6 wooden pawns, 4 treasure figurines, and a water meter and water level marker. The quality of the cards feel nice, and the island tiles are nice and thick, which we think will stand up to plenty of playthroughs of the game.
We hadn't noticed until researching for this video, but Forbidden Island can also be enjoyed digitally through Board Game Arena. This is a great way to try the game and see if it'd be for you, as it can aid in teaching the game, helping with any game admin, and allow you to play with friends near and far. Please note, however, that this game is part of the premium membership of the website, but you'll only need a premium membership holder to start the table, with non-premium members being able to join in for free.
For this game specifically, we have recently learned that there are some official island variants. These can be found online and provide a guide on how to set up the island tiles in a different way, which is a cool way to bring a fresh perspective. There are also some other games in this Forbidden series: Forbidden Desert from 2013, Forbidden Sky from 2018, and more recently Forbidden Jungle, which was published in 2023.
Okay, so in conclusion, this game has a really special place in my heart, our heart. This was the very first board game we picked up and played together, and this was the very first board game for me that was a cooperative experience. I had never played a cooperative board game before. I didn't really know they existed, and this was a really, really cool one to experience. It was a great first step into the world of cooperative board gaming, and it quickly led us into then Pandemic, which is by the same designer.
But a little bit more complex.
A bit more complex, a bit more brutal. It's more difficult, I think.
Lots more things to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but this game is, we don't reach for this much anymore.
Yeah.
I think we kind of outgrew it in that sense, but it's a brilliant introductory game.
We use it for whenever we have new people that we want to introduce to board game hobby, to just people that never played board games. It's good to teach to kids. It's good to teach to oldies. Everyone will understand this game. It has a really quick and easy setup. So when one of us is setting up the game, the other one is explaining the game to the other ones.
And I think every time we've wanted to play Pandemic with our group of friends on game nights, if they've never played a board game before, or if they've never played a cooperative, then Forbidden Island is the game we use as a stepping stone to get there. A lot of the actions you take are very similar. So once you have a grasp of it in this game, which is a bit more easier to get into, then Pandemic comes very naturally.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is ever going to leave our collection because of that. It's not just because of the connection, like the sentiment value I have with it, but it's being such a great introductory game.
Yeah.
So, review time, do a little drum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. I was thinking a slightly bit lower, not because it's not a great game, but once you have played it, there are so many greater games.
Yeah.
We have another game from them as well, actually, to try, Forbidden
Desert.
So that'll be one to try soon. But yeah, I think we just kind of outgrew it a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it a high ranking of 4 out of 5 because I think it's deserving of that. It's a brilliant first game. It was for us.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant introductory game to cooperative board gaming.
For me, it is a 3.5.
Nice. Okay.
As he said, it's a really good game, deserving of a good rate, and it's never going to leave. He said he thinks it will never leave the collection.
It's not
I
gonna
think
leave.
it will never
It's not
leave
gonna
the
leave our
collection.
collection.
But it's not one that I'm going to pick up to play when we have so many others that's we can play.
That's true. And it's like we haven't picked this up to play in a while because of that.
Yeah.
It's not that the game is bad.
It's just for certain situations now.
Yeah, and we greatly prefer the challenge presented by Pandemic and such.
We even mentioned yesterday, oh, let's play Pandemic.
Yeah.
Because we still like that game.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We've been Board Game Beans.
You've been you.
And happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
I forgot to say, and have a lovely day. And have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hola.
We are here today to look at board games. Try again.
Yeah. To me, it is a 3.5.
It's yeah.
You're checking that it's
Checking. No, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a you've been you.
Sorry, I did it again because I just looked at you. We've been Board Game Beans.
But you can do that.